that's when now the cost goes up. And the good thing about energy efficiency, you really feel at that time, that effect. You see a cash in your pocket. It's different from renewable energy, maybe a project you are trying to invest. You need some time, maybe for construction, to realize the cash, maybe operations. But when you practice energy efficiency, right away, when you're paying your bills, for example, even per week, in a week you realize that cash that you have saved. And UNDP got this privilege to work with government, the Ministry of Energy specifically, where we're implementing this energy efficient action plan in Tanzania. During the execution of this project is funded by European Union, Irish Embassy as well, and UNDP. As well, we are providing technical assistance to the ministry. So during the execution, actually, I got the opportunity as well to be part of the team doing the energy audit at Dar es Salaam city. So we did the energy audit to more than 5 facilities. This includes institution, the real estate, hotels, as well as factory, big factory at Dar es Salaam, and office spaces. To mention few, we did Seal Africa, you know, the think tank company, as well as UN House is one of the building, if you know PSSF Tower, just some Nujoma Road. So upon execution of this, we realized the one thing that we are missing in terms of this, a slight inefficient practice has got a huge impact to your cash. The number that was displayed yesterday here is real, is the real thing. And actually I got the opportunity to work with TANESCO metering units, the workshop. There are a lot of complaint that my meter is not reading well. A lot of complaint from Tanzanians, us. So when we are executing this energy audit to building in Dar es Salaam, we noted most of our cost we're incurring is just because of the way we are running, leaving our lights on. But that light you are leaving in the morning up to evening, you come back from work, that costs a lot. When you calculate per month, per year, is a lot of money. So among this building, I'll go straight on things that we noted. For example, in the industries, we saw that just a little bare, a very short distance of the pipe that's bare, it can cost you a lot in terms of industries. As well, leakages. We found that there are a lot of leakages in industries, and sometimes you see that compressed air sometimes, the worker, they use it to get a fresh air. For example, it's hot in the industries, the factory mainly. So sometimes we use it for cleaning the floors, that's compressed air. But the secret is, when you're producing compressed air, is very energy, a big consumer. You know that only 15% of the energy that the compressor is using, only 15% is the one that is useful. You can imagine when you employ the losses, again you calculate, at the end of the year you have a big loss. So those are one of the things that we noted from the site. As well, office spaces. I'll go straight to UN House, where we did the energy audit. So we noted that even during no occupancy in the room, so still the chiller is operating. No one, everybody just went home, but the chiller is on. Even in the operation, in terms for technicians, to take control of those chillers to make sure that they don't operate simultaneously with no reason. That's what we noted there. But behaviors as well, leaving our offices, everything is just on. It consumes a lot of your energy. So that's really reflected at our houses. So it's good that UN House, after the audit, we produced the findings of the audit. So they were able to implement what the reports that said. Actually, the office was paying around 52 million per month. That is plus a TANESCO bill as well as a backup generator, because when you are running a big building like that, you need a backup generator. So now, after the implementation of some of the findings, 50% of all the costs that were spent at the UN house now is just cut off. So kind of 22 or 27 or somewhere there, that's now in the bill for the unit. So you can see how when you employ the practices in place, you can save 52 of your bills are going on now. Kwa hiyo Watanzania tuna ile mita yangu inakula umeme. There is no meter that is eating your bills. Our practices should be in line. And the good thing, all this audit is done by Tanzanians. That means what the message you are getting, we have experts in the country. So no one should miss these practices. Skilled people, they are here. This project actually came with capacity building. Though it's not enough, we still need more capacity in the country, but at least for now we have where to start. Then what can I say again? This, I commend these companies that gave the opportunity. I can mention more again. Aga Khan Hospital. Actually now they are the lead in terms of energy efficiency. As well, hotels like Serena, now they're leading. And we are having another coming project right now ongoing. Big offices wanting the energy audit. So, Phineas, there are a lot of benefits when you employ, and Dar es Salaam we started with, and we expect more private companies will join this process and make Tanzania new again. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Sayuni. This comes from the horse's mouth. That she is in a building where they were spending a lot of money. Now they are only spending half of what they were consuming because of energy efficiency practices. So there are tangible economic and social benefits and economic benefits and financial benefits which we can get from practicing energy efficiency in residential and buildings. This comes from the horse's mouth. So don't hesitate to take energy efficiency measures in your building, in your house, in everything that you are doing. There is room for making savings. Now allow me to go to GIZ directory. Merabo, you are working for GIZ in Uganda. And I understand, because I once was an employee of GIZ, GIZ has been very instrumental when it comes to energy and climate sectors. I understand GIZ is doing a lot, but the people inside the room, they are eager to know exactly what GIZ has been doing in the energy sector, particularly in Uganda, but also in the region, and what are the benefits, tangible benefits that maybe communities and the East Africans have managed to get from what GIZ is doing, at least from EE, from energy efficiency practices. What can you say? Karibu Merab.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be part of this conversation. So as GIZ in Uganda, we work directly with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development in Uganda. So first I will talk about, we've supported them in the development of the Energy Policy 2023 that was launched in the last year as the guiding document for the energy sector for the next 10 years in the country. So it will lead the country through an energy transition towards a zero carbon economy through strategies like eco-industrial parks, through clean energy strategies, through clean energy transportation, through implementation of energy efficient appliances, just to mention a few. So I wanted to start at the strategic level, how we have supported the country. So also, in addition to that, we are supporting them in the development of the energy efficiency strategy and action plan. This will delve into the targets, the objectives and programs that the country can work on towards to reach their mandate on energy efficiency improvement. Yeah, so moving into the industrial sector, we've worked on with Uganda Investment Authority in the country that is in charge of the industrial parks in the country. So we've developed eco-industrial park models, and these ensure sustainability through integration of economic, social, and environmental aspects into the siting, the planning, operations, and management of the industrial parks. And therefore, these parks are able to benefit into industrial symbiosis, where they can share the utility infrastructure, also clustering of companies in the supply and value chains, recycling of energy wastes. So all these lead to a reduction in the greenhouse gases and also in the environmental benefits. So also moving on to energy audits, we've supported, starting with the large high-intensive industries over 500 kVA, we've supported about 15 detailed energy audits into these industries in the cement, brewery, plastics, tea, just to mention a few of these sectors. And after these recommendations were done, we went ahead to do monitoring and evaluation after a period of time, and we're able to see a reduction of 10 to 20% in the energy intensity for these different sectors that we worked with, showing the importance of energy efficiency implementation. And of course, when you look at energy efficiency, you can translate into the economics directly. And not leaving aside the small and medium enterprises. For these, you know, these are smaller enterprises, so we are supporting them to have access to finance. So basically develop bankable proposals for them to develop clean energy projects, both on renewable energy and energy efficiency. So these enable them to be able to have this access. We've worked with over 50 of these companies and are still working with them. And then rounding it up to capacity development. So we all know that to implement energy efficiency, we need qualified professionals in the field. So we have supported the capacity building and training and certification of certified energy auditors, certified energy managers, certified monitoring and verification professionals, just to mention a few of these courses. So this helps to build the confidence of these large, especially the large and energy-intensive industries. You cannot just arrive at the industry when you don't have a certification to show that you qualify to perform this audit. And rounding it all up with awareness. I think awareness has been the peak of what we do, because mindset change is one of the key areas that would turn the different sectors. So awareness campaigns, bringing together suppliers, industrial consumers, small and medium enterprises, households on different media, continuous events within the country. So thank you so much. I would like to stop here.
Thank you very much. I can see you have done almost everything, from awareness to capacity building. You have done practical activities, assisting SMEs, industries to do all the energy audits and what have you. This is very nice, and that's why I'm really very happy, because we are really getting everything from residential. We have started with e-mobile, and then now we wanted to know what development partners are doing in the region, and we have seen how much they are doing. I know some people will be having some questions, but now I want just to dive away from all these sectors. I wanted to go to one of the biggest sectors in East Africa. This is cooking. That's where most of the energy consumed in Tanzania, and even in the region where it's consumed, more than 90% of the energy goes to cooking. Professor Samuel Ilila, you are the principal of Monduli Teachers Training College. For some years you have been there, and you are lucky that you have managed to witness some fuel switches from different technologies, from one technology to the other technology, and you know the operational cost of the Monduli Teachers Training College. What can you say now specifically? I don't want to go to the other issues, but from clean cooking, what evidence do you have regarding benefits that you have really managed to accrue by switching from one fuel to the other? Are there financial benefits? Are there environmental benefits? Are there social benefits? What are these from a tangible point of view? What your training college have managed to get? And this comes from the horse's mouth. He's the boss of the training institute, the Monduli Teachers Training College. What really? Karim.
Thank you, Phineas. Maybe I'll just start by telling the real situation when I arrived at Monduli Teachers College. In fact, they were just using the traditional cooking firewood. And the problems or challenges that I experienced there challenges were many, actually. Because, first of all, we were buying the firewood by, they call square meters. So when they bring a lorry loaded with firewood by square meters, you can't even measure how much is the firewood. And you just pay the money. And actually I was paying quite a lot of money. And sometimes you find it's raining and they bring you wet firewood. You can't even use the firewood. So you put them in the kitchen, then you experience quite a lot of smoke in the kitchen. So really it was difficult. And when you receive the firewood, there are many. There are quite a lot. You don't even have space maybe to put them inside or whatever. So the storage also was very difficult, because when I arrived at Monduli Teachers College, I found quite a lot of them just scattered outside everywhere around the college. So I just made efforts to find a place, and they put them, it's almost in front of the college, where everybody when enters the college can see the scattered firewood. So you just find one place to put them, at least behind the building, so that people cannot even see the piles of firewood. So all these are problems that I experienced. And then when you want to use, sometimes you can find students cutting them into pieces. They just leave their sessions and they collect them somewhere near the kitchen. You find on the floor, and then you have to find them cutting tools. They start working there. You go to the floor, you find quite a lot of destruction on the floor. Sometimes it rains. Kitchen workers cannot even use the firewood. They use them, they smoke too much. So with all these challenges and problems that I experienced, then I thought of getting the alternative way of getting the cooking energy. So I remember that I visited Nane Festival here in Arusha. Then I met one company which was demonstrating the briquettes. So I decided to use the briquettes. The briquettes, compared to the firewood, you can store them very easily. They don't have that smoke compared to the normal firewood, and they are very cheap. When we did calculations, we found at least we save 40% of the money that we are paying to the firewood. And they are clean. If you use briquettes, you can't even feel you can't smell the smoke in the food or water. And even those who are working in the kitchen, they are very clean. The kitchen itself, initially it was very black, but after painting it, you get into the kitchen, you find it's very, very, very clean. So quite a lot of benefits, I can say, in short.
Thank you, thank you. Time is not on my side. Thank you, Professor. At least you have managed to air out some of the benefits, including social and everything you have mentioned. Now, quickly, before I go to the audience to receive some questions, one or two, I wanted to go to TANESCO. Engineer Baraka, I know you were not there during independence, but TANESCO was there. So since independence, TANESCO was there, you were not there. And at least you can read some reports how TANESCO has evolved. Can you mention some of the changes from energy efficiency point of view that you see happening in TANESCO? It could be in transmission, in distribution, in end use, and what have you. Do you see really any changes from independence, at least from reports? Do you see tangible changes in TANESCO where energy efficiency is kind of featuring now? And I know you don't want to talk much, but just in 3 minutes or 2 minutes, just let me know and let the audience know what are the really tangible changes that you have witnessed since you entered TANESCO that really can emulate energy efficiency practices in TANESCO. And what are the challenges and what are the benefits, if any? Karibu.
This is good. 3 minutes for TANESCO?
Just continue.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, it's been a long, long, long journey for energy efficiency at the utility, because energy is the core business. Any utility around the world, it's the core product. And energy efficiency is the cheapest, easiest, and the most economical way of doing it, of doing this business. You go anywhere it should be. They should understand how well to do their business. So energy efficiency has been there, it is there, and TANESCO has been doing it. And I would love to share some few background story of energy efficiency from TANESCO. And sitting here, I am very, very happy, especially yesterday. Allow me to applaud some few people. Honestly, this history I'm going to share, they have been, I know you wouldn't understand. Our MC here, the Danema, we have been so much in a lot of practices for energy efficiency. Director from EURA, Madam Aurea there, we have also been involved highly. All these from TANESCO, when they were in TANESCO. Zematiku there, we have also been doing a lot of initiative of energy efficiency over some years in energy efficiency. So back, we can trace energy efficiency initiatives since early 90s, TANESCO. Definitely, I was not there. And yeah, most of the people who did this, they retired. But yeah, I was lucky we were there and we shared and they trained us so most of the things. So those in early 90s, they conducted energy audits to industries and to some hotels. And I wouldn't want to go much on the findings. Engineer Sayuni here has go into so much details about that, what findings you do when you do energy audit. They were exactly similar, 1990s, but exactly similar. So from there, we go to around 2015 to, no, 2012 to 2015. We had another project because after assessing that back then, not back then, even up to now, lighting is one of the easiest way of implementing energy efficiency benefits. So back then we had a lot of incandescent bulbs. So the project under BRN had like 3.2 billion. So we had to invest this to household and to change them to CFLs. But again, energy efficiency and renewable, they quickly transfer. The transition is very quickly. The technology goes very quickly. So by the time of the implementation, there are very good unique findings. You see, the meters were installed from conventional meters. The postpaid, prepaid meters made people very sensitive. They could see. I put 2 units, and they realized from changing to CFLs, the consumption was better. So what happens is it was mouth to mouth. So by the time we in the market, we realized that people have already noticed that moving to CFLs is a better initiative. So we came to understand how much the power of when people knows about energy efficiency. Of course, for them it was about saving mostly, and then the impact is massive across the country. Also in 2001, we had a massive awareness campaign to small and medium industries, probably more than 17 regions across the country. We went and we did awareness and some small audits. And again, I wouldn't go to details because Madam here has given all the details. I mean, they are same. The findings, almost completely the same. The benefits, completely the same. There's no miracle. It's a simple science. The measures that we recommend after the audit, if you implement them, the payback is quickly. It's the quickest way of doing business, and the profit goes both ways. Quickly, I would want to say one thing. Why did I go through all this? I said energy is a very important core product for utility. Both ways, from the demand side and supply side, energy efficiency, it is very important to any utility. I've given simple projects we did on the demand side. And why did we do all that? We did that because I think from yesterday up to today, we have heard from a lot of speakers speaking how energy efficiency is the cheapest.
One minute.
It's the cheapest generation. So by doing energy efficiency, actually we are saving we defer our investment by avoiding to go and do investment of a new power plant, a physical one. Then we go to the virtual one. So I'll go quickly to the supply side. Definitely we have losses, and I would give a simple statistics of losses, and that would give us how much TANESCO is doing and is committed to do. The transmission and distribution losses in 2005, they were 26%. Transmission and distribution losses between 2015 and 2016 were 17.47%. Transmission losses 2021 were 14.16%. They're dropping. I hope you're catching up. And yesterday, I think if we had the speech from the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister. It is 14%, and he said it's still a lot. It is still a lot because the target is to have a 12% by 2026 and further going to a single digit like the other world. So what is done is obviously one thing has been mentioned here. We understand that non-technical losses have been affecting thefty and defective in meters. And we all understand, for most citizens, people living in Tanzania, we understand there have been a lot of upgrades on the local system, new meter system. So that highly affects on minimizing the losses through the meters, but also ICT and smart systems also. They play a big role. They play a big role in minimizing the safety from the distribution network. But also we have a lot of projects, one being called Mara. We have massive project of reinforcement of the network. We are constructing the 400 transmission line, high transmission line, which would definitely minimizing losses. So a lot of projects now under pipeline to improve the efficiency. And the project here comes to help the utility both on the demand side and the supply side. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I do not want to add anything or to distort anything from what the panelists have said. I just wanted to receive if there is any question from the audience, one or two. Is there anyone? Yes, I can see one mama there. And Washija here. And so please, you are welcome. Air out your question, and if it's specific to certain to a particular person here, just say so and so, and then he will respond, or she will respond to that question. So there is Karibu. Go straight to your question. No need for meandering. Just straight to the point.
Basil, I've heard him saying that we are leading in e-mobility vehicles in Tanzania. But given my little knowledge, in Uganda they have, he was talking about Eliko specific, in Uganda they have Kira. In Kenya we have Ampersand doing motorcycles, Greenwheel and all that. Would you tell us maybe what did you mean by that? And number two, on the same question, is what are the biggest challenges that is causing Tanzania, for example, not to have a high uptake on e-mobility compared to other East African countries? Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Washija?
Interest of time, will only take 2 questions. So you press your mic and then moderator, you'll have to allow them to ask questions.
If you do not have something to speak, then Daniel speak. You have something to speak from?
Moderator, you have to allow him from your mic.
You are supposed to allow the participants so that they can speak. Look at your mic. You will see someone is asking.
Yeah. Thank you for the very informative session. My question, 1 to 6. Thank you for the information you shared, but I would like to know, based on your experience, where can we get that kind of information? If it's a ministry or institution, how can we readily get those information? Question 2 goes to Engineer Merab. I hope I've mentioned the name correctly.
Engineer Ngwenya, time is not on our side, so if I will give 3 questions to one person, then just 1 question and then we can proceed. Because time is not on our side.
I would have finished my question by now.
Washija, you are the last one. Find a place where you can speak.
Thank you. My question goes to TANESCO. The speakers most share the experience as far as demand management is concerned with energy efficiency. Probably we will have to understand also from the other side of supply side, because we had the PPM yesterday said we have about 14% also losses. So what is TANESCO doing as far as utility is concerned? And,
Thank you. Please, it's your time. We will start with the engineer here, Nani Basil, then we will have TANESCO, and we will have, what was the other question where it went to? I think two were to you and TANESCO. Karibu.
Thank you. When I was giving the number, I said the study was done in 2020 to 2022. And by then, Tanzania was leading. And the number specific, I say, we are leading by having 5,000 electric vehicles. Of recently, Kenya is leading. And why Kenya is leading, if you had heard me correctly, I was saying Tanzania do not have electric mobility policy compared to these other countries. Then also I talked about the importation, import duties and all other costs that makes electric vehicles very expensive here compared to other countries. I gave an example of Rwanda where there is zero taxation on electric vehicles. What you need just to do is import, you just pay for the cost of transport. So this kind of environment makes other nearby countries, move fast compared to Tanzania. But also I said in Tanzania now we are in the process of forming our first electric mobility policy, and it's under COSTECH. And I see Gerald Kafuku from COSTECH here, who is leading that. And also Tanzania now we have registered Tanzania Electric Mobility Association, so that we can talk as one body, not in silos. That is one. In terms of why are we leading, or why were we leading by then, despite that we did not even have the policy, it's because of people were importing these very light vehicles. If you go outside now, you will see, like, for example, the vehicles we have brought, the motorcycle goes up to 120 kilometers with a full charge. But it is expensive because of the battery, because we use this for, let's say, I talked about community projects. We have our motorbikes and motorcycles and the bicycles now being worked in Kigoma, in Chemba, and in Mpwapwa, and they are being used by rural doctors. And you will ask me, how are they charging them? They are charging them using the system that we install as facilities. With Ngwenya, in terms of where you get this information, of course you get them online. But also, I know that Yaura, through the support of Norwegian Embassy, they are now also looking at tariff, in terms of charging, and also we had done visiting in Rwanda, at a visit in China to see the infrastructure. You have the government also to play a role of doing best infrastructure. For instance, last example, we have the rapid bus transit in Dar es Salaam, the first rapid bus transit from Posta to Kimara. Now we are doing swapping and the charging station for light vehicles. And I would expect that should be done in all big roads where we are doing that. You will see online people using Tesla in the US, and then they have a generator at the back charging it. Because if you don't have the proper infrastructure, then the transition becomes much, much slower. Thank you.
Thank you. TANESCO.
Thank you. Brother Robert, thank you for a very good question. And I think I would share again some statistics to clearly shows the massive effort done by the utility TANESCO in improving these losses found in the supply side. I can say that from 2005, our transmission and distribution losses were 26%. Yes. Yesterday, we are told it's 14%. We have a lot of projects, and these projects are clearly highlighted in the Power System Master Plan and the latest 2020 update. I'll give a few examples of what is done actually to go down to 12%, and actually ultimately is a single digit for world-class utilities. I'll start. One thing is diversification of generation resources. The energy mix clearly shows that now our resources are distributed across the country. You see, we have Risumo, Maragarasi, we have solar in Shinyanga, we have Kono coming up, some in Dodoma, you know. So ideally, for a utility company, you would wish to make a power plant as close as to the load to reduce the losses and the need for all the reactive power losses to transfer far away. So this is one of the initiatives, but we also been constructing a lot of 400 kV transmission lines. Those who have been traveling across the country can definitely see now there's that 220 kV transmission line, and then there's a bigger one, 400 kV transmission. Higher voltage levels of transferring electricity, definitely we have lower losses. But also we have a lot of projects for grid modernization, whereby we are enforcing our network, our substations, and we are getting there. We are dropping, and we are getting there. As simple as that, we will get there before 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. We are almost there. We need now to leave this space, but before we go, I just wanted to give 1 minute for every panelist here. 1 minute. When I'm saying 1 minute, I mean 1 minute. Do you think, and this is a question that you will answer and you will use it in your 1 minute as a parting question. Do you think there is adequate efforts and the promotion of energy efficiency in Tanzania? What can be done from where you are sitting? Do you see enough is being done in relation to promoting energy efficiency in Tanzania? If not, what can be done? 1 minute. I will start with Professor Irira.
Yeah, thank you very much, Phineas. I think that we need to do it vigorously, because myself, when I was narrating those problems, I didn't know that there is a solution. But when I visited Nanenane, then I saw demonstrations. After initiating that thing, that project, then I started telling my fellow principals. In Tanzania, we have 35 teachers' colleges. Then they were just surprised. But eventually, when they understood, they joined in the game. So now we are almost 35 colleges using the briquettes.
Engineer Sayuni.
Yes, thank you, Engineer Phineas. Yes, actually we have gained the momentum, and to some extent, and we are progressing. I see this Regional Energy Efficient Conference is one of the progress we're having. We have launched our energy efficient strategy. We are progressing. The capacity building that has been done so far to professionals in energy management and energy audit through the projects, this is a big progress. But there is still challenges to be as well tackled. For example, more capacity building, 16 million, more than 16 million population. Tanzania is growing very fast, so the capacity building is needed. The infrastructure constraint, you know, this is a new kind of we are adopting. So there is a constraint in infrastructure. So our regulators in terms of buildings should ensure we incorporate so that our infrastructure can be actually manageable. As well, awareness. The big challenge is awareness to the nation, to make sure that everyone is aware, and on top of it, implement it just to be an habit from very young children to grown up. So thank you so much.
Engineer Kanyika.
Thank you. I think from the short history I gave, I think we have done so great. The Ministry of Energy of the United Republic of Tanzania has done a lot in collaboration with developing partners, UNDP, EU, and Irish Embassy, have done a lot for this dream to come true here. I see a lot of opportunities from here where we stand, in particular from the electricity sector. I know we're contributing a little less, the country comparing to other is less than 10%, but I see the opportunity of using electricity sector to decarbonize and become more efficient. We have a clean cooking national agenda. We have electricity, and our grid emission factor is going low day by day. Large proportion now we are using hydro, wind, solar plant under construction, 150 megawatt. More renewables are coming. Our grid emission factor is going down. So I see that the Ministry of Energy, in collaboration with developing partners, can go and put more assistance on this. I'll give a simple example, one example that already TANESCO is working for e-cooking with UK aid to promote e-cooking. But also the second is transportation. We have already seen that now we can massively move people from Dar es Salaam to Dodoma with our electric train. And our grid emission factor is still low, it's going low. So we can also
Thank you.
more
Thank you.
opportunities in the transportation sector. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Merab.
Yeah, thank you so much. Maybe I'll refer to a statement from the Deputy Prime Minister yesterday, who referred to the IEA statistics that shows in 2023 we've moved at 1%, but we need to move from the 2% to 4% as per the COP28. So I believe we have started very well with the energy efficiency strategy in place, but now we need to delve into the implementation. So working with the financial institutions to support creating awareness, training them, and also enabling them to have information about energy efficiency will go a long way to support the implementation of these measures. And also still emphasizing a mindset change. I believe awareness and awareness and awareness is the way to go to ensure energy efficiency improvements in countries. Thank you.
Thank you. Basil.
Thank you. I think we are moving very good, and it's a joint sort of collaboration between the government and the other sectors. One thing I would insist on is to put very clear environment for people to invest on electric mobility and also EV, but also it's a new sort of technology. Our academics and our institutions, VETA, universities, needs to also look into it. We are having challenges now. When you have a broken motor, you don't have anybody to repair it. You have mechanical engineering who cannot repair all these motors. So it's another opportunity for our universities also to look into that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now this brings me to the end of our session. But before going out, a few issues that I wanted to mention. First, from what you could hear from the panelists, energy efficiency is not a one-sector issue. It's a multi-sector issue. We need energy efficiency in the water industry. For our water authorities, municipal water authorities, they need energy efficiency. We need energy efficiency in cooking. We need energy efficiency in transportation. We need energy efficiency in irrigation. We need the energy efficiency in lighting. This is a very big issue. And if we can work together with the concerted efforts, we will really make a very big difference from whatever we are doing. Because we will generate electricity, we will generate firewood, we will generate charcoal, we will generate water, extra water, without any need for a new plant. Through saving, we will be able to get all this. This was the panel that was giving some practical evidences on what has happened in energy efficiency. Please, I will be very happy if you can give a big applause for the panelists as we move out of here.
And let's give a big round of applause to the moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's 23 past 10. We're now going for a break. If you may please stand up so we can have a group photo. Come together, squeeze in, So we have a group photo. I have my camera coming down. So we're going to go on a tea break for 20 minutes. Foreign delegates, as well as the committee and development partners. And allow me to say that we have to divide ourselves among the two groups where tea will be served, so that, you know, we catch up with time. We're not doing very well with time. So foreign delegates, committee, as well as development partners will go upstairs on the 16th floor, room 16M. 16M.